are you feeling?
I'm fine. Thanks to you. I'm saved from death. But I was going to die for a moment. Come on, Kirby. You need time to rest. Thank you.
Now, I believe we're all wondering why we're here. Part of the Defenders, that is.
I hope you would come to understand my intentions, Shantae. At some point, between 2019 and now, I knew I had to do something.
Why did you side with Etna?
I needed to know her weaknesses. Especially when she becomes just as powerful as you. And ever since she took the corpse of one of the greatest genies in the universe, also known as the Mother of Harmony, another half-genie, Etna could be as powerful as you. And now that she has a theory in hand, I think I'd better tell you this, since she is far more dangerous than any other villains you ever come across. This is bad news. This sounds even worse, especially compared to Pirate Master. And I've known Pirate Master for quite a while, actually. And I'm glad to see that you are well, Risky. But what are with these shackles? This was after defeating the Pirate Master, thanks to Shantae. But then there was an invasion from a clan that this creature named Vizon is leading. And I thought that Shantae was killed, and if Vizon had something to do with it. But I wasn't killed. That's good news. Because I would have hated myself, especially since your mother valued you so much. And I knew how painful it was for you to get infused into a sword, from what I've heard. How do you even heard about this? Who told you about it? One of my Tinkerbat minions. They may not be as wide and varied as those penguin creatures that Etna leads, but they're much more proficient, and they're much more loyal than those penguins. And especially more productive. But back on topic. Vizon was going to execute me after I was chained up in his lair, in his own spaceship, until my Tinkerbats came and rescued me. And after hearing about your disappearance, I had to go into hiding until you're seen again. So you've been hiding all this time for almost 6 years? Exactly. We may have had hard disagreements, Shantae. But I know deep down, you are worthy to protecting Scuttletown. And if you've never existed, I would have nothing else to do. And that place wouldn't even be worth looting or invading. But at this time around, we have a much bigger threat. And this threat is even worse. We definitely have something to agree on, Risky. Kuika, I know we've had our troubles in the past. Before Tarnok took you. Wait, you knew Kuika? Precisely. It was one time, when Mimic and I went into this temple, that the Barons and Risky were after. They've heard that there was a great powerful genie such as my wife that has such great powers. Indeed. I was the one who used Kuika before you did. Wait, you used Kuika before? Yes. Mom. Why didn't you tell me any of this? You'd said something about having Tarnok being your master, but never with Risky. The one who's been trying to loot and invade Scuttletown for years. It was a couple months before I met Tarnok. So when Risky took me, she had me do 3 wishes. The first wish I did was allowing her to live much longer than she needed to be. The power of youth? Yes. Even right now, I'm in my 40s. I feel like I'm still in my mid-20s. And it's thanks to you, Kurika, for fulfilling that wish. Yes. And then her second wish was putting her pirate master into an illness that would still keep him alive, but making him weaker. And this was part of my plan for insurrecting him during the war against him, when you genies were trying to defeat him. And then her last wish was wishing for a family. But the wish backfired. All you've ever given me was to have those tinker bats that weren't even my brothers, sisters, or anyone. But they were mere children of the pirate master. I wanted someone to love me, and to love me so much. But that was against one of the rules of the genie. I couldn't make anyone fall in love. And that was the moment when I wished that you'd remain locked up in your lamp. You must be very lonely, Risky. What are you trying to say? Risky, I know you've had your fair share of flaws and problems. I wanted someone so bad. A man back in the past, before I've met Tarnark. He was a prince of a clan, and I wanted to marry him. And also to impress my mother from long ago. I've worked so hard, even taking those 2 earrings, as a better chance to win his heart. But all I got were chains and a lamp. And now look at you. You have chains and bracelets. You're not suggesting. I'm not gonna turn you into a genie, obviously. But I want to break those for you. After all this time, after all I've did, you're going to forgive me? What are you doing? It's alright, Risky. No. I can't believe it. It's alright. It's alright, Risky. So where have you been this whole time, Bolo? Sorry for the little delay, but I kinda had to be elsewhere. It was a little complicated, but returning to Earth after the pandemic was a little bit hard for me to come back, so I kinda stumbled into the Netherrealm, and meeting this guy is where things for me got a little complicated. So yeah. Today is the day to rejoice. To rejoice? We are all here to forgive each other. Now that I find you, daughter, and your mother, and Risky, we can all begin anew. Thank you, guys. I've never been loved for such a long time. You know. So, Sky, if you're okay with that, do you think we could go out? Do you think you really are up to it, young man? Well, it's, you know, I
I was just, wondering that maybe tonight. Surprise me something that's a little bit really good. Really good? Yeah. Tonight at 10 p.m. Sonic, did you hear that? I asked her out. Congrats, man. Man, I can't believe it. I'm really living right now. Hey, chill out. Yeah, you're right.
Listen, I get that the forgiveness is nice and all, but isn't there something more important to focus on? You're right. We still need to take out Etna. But for now, we need to rest. Risky's feeling a little emotional right now. This is really sweet, but I still gotta report to Etna. Miss Etna! Flan. Glad to see you in one piece. They already know about what we have. And to think that Hypno Baron would betray me in such a way. Back in the Nether Realm. I have no choice. Well then why not use the obvious option? Using that genie corpse. Hoping that it still has some power left. If not, the genie realm hasn't taken enough of it. I will use it. As a last resort. Well, come on! You have the Therian, and you can use it to consume the malevolence of others, so you can consume that genie corpse's powers. Again, if there were any powers left in it. We need to have a more effective plan if we're going to use such power. And besides, even if I didn't have the Therian hand, I have a plasma sword. A knife, to be exact, that can kill anything in seconds. Well, that's a no-brainer, genius. Considering that you haven't even used it to kill anyone. Is that what you really want, Robotnik? Because if that's the case, I could just use it, ignite it, and kill you in just a millisecond. A very quick, painless death. What? So you're gonna waste another member? Just like how we've wasted 4 members? We'll find out soon enough. Yes, ma'am. Whatever you say. Or it is ma'am, so to say. You are correct. But right now we'll take some time to rest. Let's make good use of it for our new plan. Yes, Miss Etna. What a sadist. I don't know what I'm even doing anymore.